Marrakesh is a city with fantastic culture. You immediately notice that you are on another continent. There is something to see, taste, or experience everywhere, and your senses are stimulated on all sides. A city trip to Marrakesh is more colorful than any other city trip. Curious about all the best sights of Marrakesh and what there is to see and do? Then stay tuned and don't forget to like and subscribe. Marrakesh's Medina. Morocco's old cities all have a Medina. This is the oldest part of the city and is usually surrounded by a city wall. The Medina is largely car-free and is the most bustling part of the city. Most hotels and attractions in Marrakesh are within the walls of the Medina, making everything within walking distance. If you travel around Morocco by car, you can park your car just outside the Medina in one of the secure car parks for around 20 dirhams or €2 per day. Have a drink and a good meal at the Rooftop bar. You can easily escape the hustle and bustle of Marrakesh by heading to one of the many rooftop bars. You will often find these in the middle of the busy Medina, but once upstairs, you are in a lovely oasis of calm. Enjoy the sun, a drink, and some Moroccan delicacies as the sun slowly disappears behind the horizon. Our favorite rooftop bars are Nomad Restaurant, Café des Épices, Lumida, and Cabana. The two first are directly opposite each other on a cozy little square, and at Cabana you can also get alcoholic drinks. Jemaa El Fna Square. Jemaa El Fna Square is both famous and infamous. In the evening, the square comes alive and is enormously busy, and there is something to see everywhere. You can eat tasty tangine or couscous cheaply at one of the many food stalls. Bahia Palace. The Bahia Palace is a palace from the 19th century, covering no less than 8 hectares. It is one of the masterpieces of Moroccan architecture and one of the most important monuments of Morocco's cultural heritage. It was commissioned by a father and a son who wanted this impressive structure to convey their power. Jardin Majorelle. This botanical garden is the most colorful place in all of Marrakesh. Fashion designer Yves Saint Laurent and Pierre Berge bought Jardin Majorelle in 1980. They brought back all kinds of different plants from their travels, laying the foundation for the biodiverse garden it is today. New plant species have been added since 1999, increasing the total number from 135 to 300. You will also find the former studio of French artist Jacques Majorelle, who first designed the garden in 1924. The Majorelle Blue Studio has been transformed into a publicly accessible museum dedicated to Berber culture, housing the personal Berber collection of Yves Saint Laurent and Pierre Berge. Tip: this is one of the most popular Marrakesh sites, which is why we recommend getting here at 8 a.m. The first groups arrive at 8:30, so you will have this amazingly beautiful place all to yourself for a while. This beautiful garden also has a small cafe where you can enjoy a drink. The souks. Marrakesh is the perfect place to buy beautiful souvenirs and items for your home. Here you can buy a beautiful kilim carpet, a leather bag, or a typical Moroccan zenza lamp at a bargain price. Small and large shops can be found all over the Medina, but the real shopping mecca is the souks in Marrakesh. These often cover mazes are bursting with shops. Madrasa Ben Youssef. A madrasa is a Quranic school, and the Ben Youssef Madrasa was once the largest and most important in North Africa. It could accommodate around 900 students. Founded in the 14th century, the Ben Youssef Madrasa is no longer in use today. The prayer hall is located along the large courtyard with the most impressive decorations. There are marble pillars with ornamental pine and palm motifs, and the walls are decorated with Islamic calligraphy and mosaics. It is one of the most beautiful buildings in Morocco, and it pays to go as early as possible to get ahead of the large groups of tourists. Steaming and scrubbing in a hammam. In the past, many people in Morocco didn't have a shower at home, and almost everyone went to the hammam to wash up. These segregated bathhouses still exist and come in all shapes and sizes. They are an important part of Moroccan culture, from luxury hammams that are more like a spa to traditional hammams where things are a bit simpler. At the hammam, you are showered from head to toe, vigorously scrubbed, steamed, and then rubbed with all kinds of oils. Rabaa Kedima Square. Rabaa Kedima Square is in the middle of the souks and resembles a flea market. On the ground, women sit with mountains of souvenirs that they try to sell to tourists. There are also some larger shops at the square that sell dozens of kinds of spices. Here you can taste everything and take something tasty to cook with at home. The Koutoubia Mosque. The Koutoubia Mosque is Marrakesh's largest mosque and has been in the city's symbol for more than 1,000 years. Its 77-meter-high minaret serves as a model for the Giralda in Seville, which in turn served as a model for thousands of other churches in Europe. The mosque is only accessible to Muslims, but it's also worth seeing from outside. Visiting a riyad. If you have a trip to Marrakesh planned, sleeping in a riyad is definitely part of it. A riyad is typically Moroccan and literally means garden. A riyad therefore always has a beautiful courtyard garden and was often more home to the wealthy Moroccan family. The riyad's bedrooms are located around the courtyard, and the windows therefore look out onto the patio rather than outside. In the heart of the Medina lies the incredibly beautiful Riyad Kasbah and Spa. You will be amazed because every detail has been thought of. The small-scale Riyad is run by a lovely family who make you feel at home from the very first moment. This Riyad is definitely one of the most beautiful Riyads in Marrakesh. As soon as you enter Riyad l'Oasis du Paradis, you experience an oasis of calm. The patio is richly decorated with plants and trees, and there is a small but nice swimming pool. Riyad Farhan's rooms are beautifully decorated, and even the bathroom looks like a fairy tale. The good-humored staff are ready to help you every moment of the day. Riyad Farhan is just a 2-minute walk from the bustling Jemaa el-Fna Square. You can spend days wandering around the Marrakesh and still not have seen all the sights, but also reserve one day to do something outside the city. In fact, from Marrakesh, you can easily take trips to the Atlas Mountains, for example. I personally found the Kasbah of Ait Ben Hadou highly recommended, but the Ourika Valley and its waterfalls in the Atlas Mountains are also beautiful. A maze of corridors and streets, where a new surprise awaits behind every bend. From an old bathhouse with beautiful mosaics to a shop with antique silverware or a donkey pulling a cart full of fresh fruit. This town is definitely worth a visit. I hope you got something out of my tips during your visit to Marrakesh. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next trip.